Give me a standout performance from preseason weekend number 1 that you think is actually an indicative and a bright shining light here for somebody. Give me something for you.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Let's go through the rookie quarterbacks, Rich.
Go for it.
And what I did is I went through and watched all the tape of the 5 rookie quarterbacks, and I took all my notes, but then I tried to, for simplicity purposes here, just to narrow it down to 2 words. So like the takeaway in 2 words from each of the quarterbacks. So we start with Trevor Lawrence. The 2 words I wrote down were just clock adjustment. Like that's, all the abilities there. You see the touch, you see the arm strength on some of the out throws. But to me, he's good. He's among all the quarterbacks that you watch, these rookies, he's got to adjust his clock and speed it up a little bit. It just, to me, it was a tick slow with how he was operating. Some of the pocket stuff, he wasn't super comfortable in there. That's going to come with just more reps under duress, which he did not get a lot at Clemson. But that, to me, is going to be the big adjustment for him, is clock adjustment.
Well, I mean, it's better happen fast or he might not be named the starter, Daniel. Don't you think?
Yeah, I like his chances.
I do like his chances, too.
Yeah.
All right, so matriculate your way down your list, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's go to Wilson. To me, Rich, I just wrote down smooth operator. Everything was just very smooth and poised and comfortable. Got his feet in the ground, delivered the ball accurately, knew where to go with the football. A couple plays, they're missing some linemen, a couple of them, the pocket's collapsing on him. He gets the ball out to where it needs to be. Some big third downs. And there was no razzle-dazzle plays. That's what you kind of was fun watching him at BYU, was all the creative stuff. This was simply just operate the play and did it in a very smooth and efficient manner. So I thought, for some of the stuff that you read coming out of camp and this, that, or the other, he got out there in a preseason game. I know it's not the starters, but with the kind of the live bullets around him, I thought his pulse and heart rate was very low.
Okay, so was that a Sade reference? Is that what you're saying for Zach Wilson?
Yes, I did. I could carry that tune, but I'm a little bit nasal right now. I don't think
No worries. No worries. By the way, I think I got a nod out of you. I got a nod out of you, TJ Jefferson, right? Didn't expect that one coming. Certainly in reference to Zach Wilson.
Cut me out of the field.
Okay. Now, I guess move on to Trey Lance if we want to go from order of draft.
I'll go to Trey Lance, although I almost wanted to go coast to coast, LA to Chicago, and go straight to field. But
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Jeremiah. Oh, TJ standing up for that one. Yeah. Well done. That, by the way, it's now officially in our head the rest of the day.
The whole time. I'm already doing it. Wow. Good Lord.
All right, Trey Lance, what do you got? What do you got for me?
Trey Lance, I wrote down raw power. I mean, you talk about the ball coming off somebody's hand. I mean, it was juicy. Just how much force and velocity he has. The throwback touchdown, everybody saw that, the 80-yard throw. There were some other balls, on the move and in the pocket. The ball just jumps out of his hand. I mean, he has got a huge arm. So raw power is what I wrote on there because there is the raw part of it. He held the ball a little bit. The offensive line he was playing behind was not good, and the Chiefs' defensive line got after him a little bit. So there's times you get the ball out of your hand, throw it in completion, avoid the sack. I get that stuff. He's going to get better and better as that goes along. But, man, with him, and I'll get to Fields in a second,
sure.
The thing that was exciting, no design quarterback runs. Like that's a whole other universe that they aren't even tapping into in these preseason games. They're just letting these kids play from the pocket. Then they're booting them and letting them get outside and make some plays. But like they haven't even tapped into this whole other realm of offense that they're going to be able to use with design quarterback run game. So that's what's so exciting about both those guys. But with Trey Lance, yeah, there's some touch. He can improve on some touch and some intermediate stuff. He's going to. Colleen Wolfe needs to stay far away from Trey Lance because if Kurt Warner broke one of her fingers, Trey Lance might break her whole hand.
That's pretty wild, man. I know there's an interesting moment on our network. So just pausing in this, the fact that you're not seeing the boots and the run from the quarterback from those play calls, that's purposeful because you want to see these guys just do the basics and get their footwork, or are they just trying to hide it because that stuff's coming for somebody that might start week one? Like, walk me through that.
I don't think you want to give away carries for free, So, in other words, I'm not going to have my quarterback take punishment in a game that doesn't matter.
Right.
So I'm not going to, I'm not going to call a quarterback powered or, a quarterback read down the red zone, let him, run and take punishment. You're just not going to do that in this setting. So that's what is going to give defenses a whole lot more to think about once you start incorporating that. So they moved the pocket. I mean, there were some boots and waggles and things like that, but they didn't, there was no quarterback power called. Both these guys did a lot of that in college, and I'm sure it will be part of what they do in the NFL.
And then Daniel Jeremiah here on the Rich Eisen Show. Justin Fields, his performance, when he got in against the Dolphins was clearly the one that got much of the attention because of his performance, as well as the team that he's performing for that's been desperate for a quarterback of his apparent caliber. What do you make of his performance?
The two words I summed up were poise and playmaking. I thought, almost all these guys, it was just very relaxing, very calm, but then he mixed in just the playmaking ability. Pocket breaks down, he's out the back door, he's running for a touchdown. What would be scrambles for, 3 to 5 to 6 yards for quarterbacks, he turns into 21, 22-yard gains. The touchdown, I don't put too much into the touchdown. I was a schemed winner on the throw to the tight end who was completely naked. But he made a nice throw there. But he threw a corner route that was dropped earlier on in the game that was probably the best just pure in-pocket throw of any of the quarterbacks for the week. It was just beautiful, and the guy didn't bring it down. So poise and playmaking. Now, he's not perfect. I think some have, made it sound like this was just the most unbelievable performance you've ever seen. I mean, he did fumble the ball. He had a ball that probably should have been picked off. But overall, again, poise and playmaking, Rich. I mean, this is it's not big for him. It did not look big for him at all.
Daniel Jeremiah here on the Rich Eisen Show, walking through the first preseason week assessment of the first-round drafted quarterbacks. That leaves us with Mac Jones in New England. What'd you see? What'd you write down for him?
Yeah, I wrote down completion collector. Like that's how he plays. That's who he is. I don't think that Mac Jones translates to all 32 teams. I think he was going to be very dependent on where he went and how they used him. And I don't know that you could handpick a better spot for him than New England. They're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to get the ball out of his hands quickly, whether that's off play action, then get your foot in the ground, make a quick decision, get the ball out, or they did some empty, get back there and just let him diagnose, see, and get the ball out of his hand. He does not have wow arm strength. He's not going to overpower you with these big-time power throws, but he makes good decisions. He showed good touch, and he's just gonna rack up a bunch of completions, and that's the formula for how they're going to play in New England. So, kind of look at the broader sense of him versus Cam. This team is kind of designed to play with a guy like Mac Jones. I mean, he fits them better than Cam does. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. They have an offensive line that's built to run it. You're going to see a lot of two backs, a lot of two tight ends, and they're going to run, and then they want somebody to make good, efficient decisions and throw the ball accurately, and that's really who he is.
And also, you could also say that they're a perfect fit for him because whatever Belichick might be throwing at him, we don't know. It can't be any different than what Saban threw at him, right? I mean,
Exactly.
It's honestly like his skin must be already so Saban thick that whatever Belichick might be coaching him hard or tough love or anything like that, it can't be anything he's never seen before, right?
No, I would say the only difference from those two coaches may be the volume. I think Nick might give you a little more volume with the discussion, whereas Belichick might be a little bit understated.
I don't know what's scarier. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.